Hey, what's good, y'all? It's C. Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this podcast, we talk about creating assets that produce passive income. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this episode, we have a special podcast feature with Ryan Shriver of PRDAO and the HIVE Collective. What's good, Ryan?
Hey, C. Will, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. That's pretty neat.
Oh, most definitely. I like what you got going on, and we're going to make it happen here today. So let's break it down. Let's start with a quick introduction of yourself, and then we'll jump right into what PRDAO is. Passive income, gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals, told my girl it was simple.
Great. So my name is Ryan Shriver, like you said. I've been in marketing for 18 years. I really dove into crypto during COVID, like a lot of people. We're in lockdown and really just kind of started doing some research and try to learn more and more about what this blockchain technology is and how it can affect my life, and really connected with the Algorand community, and that's been my home blockchain ever since. So I started working on various projects for their marketing, and this idea came to me about how I could apply blockchain technology to marketing, and started fleshing it out. And really, we've been working on the development of this project since January.
Oh, wow.
So going on almost 9 months.
Yeah. That's good. Well, congrats on that. Let's dive in. So for the new people as well, quickly, let's break down what a DAO is before we dive in deep into PRDAO.
Sure. So a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. So it's an organization that's run by the community and token holders. A lot of DAOs use tokens as a voting mechanism. So that's how PRDAO is kind of structured also.
Excellent. So PRDAO, and this is all based for marketing, right?
Yes, marketing and investment, really. Most DAOs are investment DAOs. So it's a way to
PRDAO, excuse me. Let's jumping into PRDAO. All right.
Yeah.
So let's break it down again what PRDAO is also. I know it's, like we said, like a Fiverr sorts for Web3. That's the best way I learned to explain it. So let's break it down.
So that's exactly it. So it's a way of kind of mirroring Algorand's node consensus mechanism, but instead of nodes, we're dealing with people. So it's a way of grading tasks so that whoever's requested the task to be done or paid for the task to be done gets not just the original submission, but also a general consensus about the submission, including grades and edits and recommendations. So it's a way of adding value to marketing tasks, because especially in my situation, if you've ever paid for a gig to be done, or if you've ever paid for someone to do something for a project, a lot of times you get something back that's not useful to you. Yeah. It's you would almost have to rewrite it or redesign it. It just missed the mark. You can tell that the person just didn't care. So the idea of this project is to use the community to create a submission, to create the whatever the task is, and not just to create it, but also to add value to it.
Okay, so some example tasks where we got like community management, right? We know that
botting.
What about social media? Running social media.
Yes.
Copywriting. What about any other type of ideas for people that are watching to see where they could fit in?
Oh yeah. So I mean, we all have skills, right? So obviously you have skill. I can't do what you do. This is amazing. Really, it's an amazing podcast. I feel like you have a great skill in this. This is a perfect idea of something that you could offer on this platform. If someone else is good at proofreading, or editing, or knows another language and can translate documents, because Google Translate does not always work.
Think about TN Tiger Cheese One Circle. They do a lot of Chinese translations.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a whole new market to tap in with that.
Graphic design. If you're good at art, I love Tiger Cheese, so they could potentially offer this as graphic design on the platform. Really, whatever skill you have, you can offer it and accept tasks that are aligned with that, and that you feel that you can do well and get paid to do it, which is pretty neat.
Excellent. So can you break down the vetting process a little bit?
Sure. So it is a free marketplace, so any of us can create a profile, and all of us can create a task and also accept tasks. So with the PRDAO, you get ranked. There's a level system. So there's level 1 being the lowest and level 10 being the highest. And in order to progress, you have to successfully submit 5 tasks. So that means that for every level, you've done 5 different projects and submitted them in, and they were graded and determined to be valid submissions and not malicious submissions, which means, so the higher the level, the more trusted you are, and also the more money you would get paid, and the harder the tasks are also, because that's whenever people start saying, okay, I trust this person to create a white paper for me. I trust this person to create a high quality YouTube video, or what have you. So
makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Because I see the hustlers out there going to really like this. There's a lot of hustlers that, like I said, have different skill sets that projects definitely could use short term and long term. Okay, so let's break down the Hive collection now and talk about the ideas behind the Hive collection and what other projects should be in the Hive collection.
Yeah. So PRDAO is only the first project that's launching of the Hive Collective. The second project is Pollen. Pollen launches in December is what we're targeting right now, and that's a decentralized launchpad with DeFi tools and a voting mechanism for governors. So the way that the tokenomics are set up is that 20% of the token supply is used for grants, project buyouts, and project development. So adding projects to the Hive Collective that utilize the token or add value to the token. So that's whenever I started really fleshing out the tokenomics, and I realized that that's a big bag of tokens that we're saving for the growth of the ecosystem, which I feel is healthy. But really, we need governors to make that decision, not staff. You know, that's not. You don't want me making that decision. I want governors to identify projects that they love, and really flesh that out. So governors vote on not just which projects they add to the collective, but also the 30% of the total token supply for staking and farming, how that's utilized, and then the 10% reserve. So 60% of the total token supply is run by the governors, which is pretty neat. That's a lot of authority, but the governors are trusted investors that have really that are really active in the Hive community.
Okay. So when we talk about like a project, right? Say I got a project I want to launch on the Pollen Launchpad. And this means that if my project wants to have a token, essentially, my token will have to be the Hive token, if I'm correct, right?
No. So the Launchpad can launch any project. So you don't need the Hive token. And I feel like the Hive token will be very picky on what projects we add to the Hive Collective. How it's set up right now, it's pretty interesting that the Hive token, its only function is to act as a voting mechanism on Pollen, but then also a portion of the revenue from both platforms and every platform after. It's 1% of the total gross revenue from both projects is shared with Hive token holders. So that's
revenue sharing.
Yes, yes, revenue sharing, and then it's it's paid out in algos. So that's really neat because what that means is that the Hive token should be pretty solid because there's no reason why someone would want to sell it at that point because
you're holding it and then you're going to receive algos. Yes, that
right.
makes sense. Yep.
Okay. And with PRDAO, the platform itself uses algos for transactions, but then it also we're planning on using Ethereum and Solana as tokens for that also. So the reason why we chose Ethereum and Solana is because we can bridge both of those back to Algorand and then exchange them for algos. So that's
about with like XO and then Go ETH.
Exactly.
That's smart.
So it's a way to kind of widen where we're drawing money from. So it's not just from the Algorand ecosystem, it's also Solana and it's also Ethereum, which are the two probably the largest out there.
The largest. We can give it to them.
Yeah. So, and then we're bringing it back home to the blockchain.
Excellent. I love all the ideas that bring that liquidity back over to where it needs to be on the best in terms of transactions. Okay, let's talk about those bounty bees with the governors and how can someone get involved to actually be a governor to vote, then to receive Hive tokens to eventually receive some algos.
Sure. So being a marketer, I love the idea of NFTs. I feel like people that buy NFTs, they're fun to be around. They're really devoted to the community, and it really creates like an identity for a community. So that's how we've chosen to raise funds for our first round, was to sell governance NFTs to hopefully investors in this project. So the governance NFTs right now, actually today, that they're increasing to 1,150 algos. So it's an expensive NFT. So what is that? That's 350.
$5, maybe something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So $300. They get the governance NFT, but they also get a token allocation with that. So they're given 0.44% of the total token allocation per NFT that they hold. And then they get a vote for every NFT that they hold. So the governors vote and control the token itself. So it's a very important position. Okay. They remember, they're ones that determine how they spend the 60% of the token supply, where the staking and farming tokens go, and where which projects we add to the collective.
Nice. Excellent. Okay. Before we slowly start to close out, a couple things I want to talk about. Can we talk about the team first? Like who else is behind, and
sure.
And speak on that part of the team.
Sure. So our CTO is Servando Salazar. He's been in development for 11 years now. A lot of Web2 projects, and then really started to get into Algorand projects a couple years ago, I believe. He works very closely with Crypto Nerd. So he developed Citrus and a few other projects on Algorand. So he's also the founder of Black Block, which is a development firm. So he and his team have really been building this out and designing the UI UX features. So in fact, we just released a prototype yesterday with some just UI features, so people can kind of see what the app will look like.
Oh, so UI is, again, user interface features.
User interface.
Okay, cool. I like to break things down. A lot of terminology. People come on talking. I'm like, slow it. So user interface is what we see on the front end when we're interacting with the app.
Yes, the flow. So it's how the user interacts with the application.
Most definitely. Okay. Any other like updates you want to share before we tell the audience where they can find the collection and the PRDAO?
We are probably 3 weeks from testnet, 2 or 3 weeks from testnet. So that's good. And then right after this round, we'll be preparing for our own IDO. And again, the IDO is not just for PRDAO, but it's for PRDAO and Pollen and whatever other project we add to the collective.
Okay. And the IDO, what's that stand for again?
I'm sorry, ICO. I keep saying initial coin offering. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I know. I keep saying IDO and people correct me, but yeah.
No, you're good. Okay.
IDO initial DEX offering, which is not a DEX
offering. Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
You real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's tell the folks where could they find PRDAO and potentially get involved in this project.
Sure. So our website is PRDAO.io. And all of our social links are on there, as well as our white paper and prospectus reports, and a link to the governance shuffle can be identified there also.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. So everyone, make sure that y'all tap in. We did do a Twitter space recently. So if you want to hear a longer conversation, go double back and listen to it on Twitter, and you'll learn a lot there. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure you go see PRDAO. We're going to get this spread out so you guys have an understanding what is happening. We bear market building right now.
Yes.
All right. So I love that. So thank you for tapping in, y'all. Leave some comments, share it on Twitter, YouTube, and whatnot. And Ryan and C. Will, we'll see you later. We gone.
Thanks, C. Will. Appreciate it.
Algorand. See the crypto, a digital face, 2021 fiat replaced. Had to have it, bank account by Algorand, large amounts. Digital left the physical space, the community had to be great. A digital wallet, large amounts. It's about fame, big bank account.